Grateful for the compelling testimony of the witnesses yesterday, and grateful to Ms. Carlson and everyone who's worked on this issue. But before we get to that, we have to address the most pressing and most immediate issue that is before this committee. We have a broad jurisdiction. Among our jurisdiction is the oversight of the Department of Justice. The highest ranking law enforcement official in America testified before us on October 21st. Yesterday, a whistleblower document reveals that the FBI's criminal and counterterrorism divisions added a threat tag to parents who protest or express their concerns about local education policies at local school boards. Why is this so noteworthy? Well, this now leaked October 20th internal memo gave that directive. Obviously, treating concerned parents as domestic terrorists is outrageous. We're deeply concerned about that. But this development is even more urgent because the Attorney General appeared before us, Merrick Garland. He specifically testified the day after this directive was issued. It was October 21st. He said repeatedly and under oath that the Department of Justice is not targeting parents. In fact, as Ranking Member Jordan said just a moment ago, here's just one quote from his testimony. He said, Attorney General Garland said in his own words, "I cannot imagine any circumstance in which these parents would be labeled as domestic terrorists." But this disclosure from the DOJ whistleblower calls into question the accuracy and the completeness of that specific testimony. Did the Attorney General mislead us? Or did he actually not know what the two largest divisions of the Department of Justice are doing about one of the highest profile issues in America today? There are only two possibilities here. He's either dishonest or he's incompetent. And either scenario is of great alarm to the American people. I have a letter that I sent to him November 2nd following that hearing because one of the issues that he was not forthcoming about was his family's financial interest in the very issue that he directed the Department of Justice to go after. And I said in this letter, by any objective measure, your answers to very simple and direct questions during our hearing were inadequate. And it is thus our obligation as the Judiciary Committee to again request information to determine whether you met your ethical obligations as our country's top law enforcement official when you issued that October 4th memorandum, where he sicked the Department of Justice, U.S. attorneys and FBI agents on parents for showing up and engaging in their First Amendment right to weigh in on their children's curriculum and what's happening. And of course, his son-in-law, as we pointed out, and as the records reflect, directly relates to this. He has direct financial interest in pursuing critical race theory curricula and other materials that the parents are going to protest. So the highest ranking law enforcement in the country weighs in on it, sicks the full weight of the Department of Justice against parents who are protesting the very materials that his family is profiting from. The Code of Federal Regulations discourages executive branch officials from engaging in conduct, I say in my letter, reminding him, that is likely to affect the financial interest of, quote, a person with whom he has a covered relationship. The Attorney General has not addressed this issue, and now, because of this leak, we have good reason to believe that he misled us, not only on that, but on all the issues that he testified to. The main issue of the hearing, from our perspective, and this is of great concern. So we insist that the Attorney General return to this committee, that we put him under oath again, and we get answers to these critical questions because, as I explained to him in that hearing, and we all know, the American people are losing their faith in our institutions, and if they lose their faith in the idea that justice is blind, that there are not two standards of justice, there's just one standard, and no one is above the law, if we lose our belief in that standard, in that principle, then we lose something that is essential and fundamental to holding our republic together. That's what's at stake. And the importance of that issue transcends everything else that we have to do today. Everything, in my view, everything we have to do in this Congress for the remainder of the year. We have to get the Attorney General on record to clear this up. The American people are owed that, and we will not cease in insisting upon that. And Mr. Chairman, I beg you to do your job, do our job as this committee with this important oversight responsibility and bring back the Attorney General. With that, I yield back.